what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb.
So, as Year 11 enter their final year before their GCSEs, we like to link the process by using the analogy of a mountaineer scaling a summit, or an athlete running a 400-metre race. And it's using these themes that each student follows this journey. Students effectively began their journey in Year 9 after selecting and starting their options. From Year 9, students started studying from the GCSE specifications, following the content, developing their knowledge and understanding, their skills and exam practice. You've completed many internal assessments, practice exam questions and covered a significant amount of content. However, now in Year 11, it takes new meaning. It's the final ascent, the journey to the top, and that takes on added importance. So as you can see, the first complete measure of progress starts with your PPE 1s in November, pre-public examinations, or what you would call in old money, mocks. And you're looking at that point at base camp, ready for that last climb, that last step up to the summit. You've also on the way got your PPE 2s around February. They will be a second measure of your progress and will be that final stepping stone to help you and support you on the way to the top. Both sets of exams are assessing you to see what you know and what you don't know. And it's the stuff you don't know that's important that you develop and you practice and improve upon. So it's about hitting that summit as quick as we can. And the other analogy was the 400-metre race. And as you can see here, 400-metre track. You started at the start line, effectively where the finishing line is for this year. So it takes the format of a year. You've gone round that first bend. You're now coming off that first bend and you're in November, your PPE 1s. And they will be from the 9th to the 20th of November. You then go round the back end of the track, down to the back straight. And the second set of PPEs will be February the 8th to the 26th. And when you finish that, you come off that bend, you come off those PPEs on that home straight. And it's there you want to be making the progress to the finishing line for your exams in May and June. So just to reiterate your PPEs, PPE 1 is the 9th to the 20th. They will be very similar to your actual exams, the format of how they will operate, the desks you will use, the seats you will sit in, the papers you will sit, and also how we report back to you on those exams will be in the same format as if you were taking those exams at the end of the year. And PPE 2s, they're split between February half term. You'll have some before February half term and some afterwards, and they again will follow that same format, both assessing you on what you know and what you don't. They are important. So how does this relate to the grading system? So you would be familiar with the old grading system that was A star to you. That has now changed. Several years ago, that was taken away. And now we have the new 1 to 9 system that operates. And you can see how that relates to the old system. So for example, a grade 4 is considered a pass. It's the equivalent of the old grade C. But we have a split between 4 and 5 because a grade 5 is now also considered a grade C, but a good pass at grade C or a low B. And then at the top end, we have a grade 7 that is the equivalent of a grade A, and 8 and 9 that are the equivalent of an A star. And you will be awarded grades based on the new system. So we're looking at achieving as high as possible in your PPEs. After each PPE set of exams, you will be given a student progress report card. It's your own personal progress check. They outline the grades that you've achieved in your PPE exams matched against your target and matched against what staff are predicting for you. Targets are set as their expectations of students of similar ability. On average, someone of similar ability to what you got when you entered Sherborne High School, these are the grades that they achieved. They're in the FFT 20 estimate, end of year 11. On the end column is your PPE result. Whether you're green, that is brilliant. You're on target or above, which is excellent. And that means you must not rest on your laurels, but you must continue to push and strive for as high a grade as possible. If you are amber, you are one below, but largely you are on track to achieve your target grade, your estimate grade. You've still got time, you have the opportunity to develop your knowledge, your skills, your exam practice further, and hopefully by the end of the year, you'll have made that grade step up improvement and hit your FFT 20 estimate. If you're red, that is 2 below or more. That is a concern, and that means you've got gaps in your knowledge or significant gaps, or you're not working hard enough. And that's where you need to put in the extra effort to iron out and erase those gaps. So after PPE 2 and PPE 1, you'll all receive these progress cards. At the bottom is a progress aid score. This adds up your total for all your scores, and if you're a plus, brilliant, you are improving on what you came into Sherborne High School with. If you are red, it shows you have fallen behind and you need to address that. You've also got a rank at the bottom, which ranks you as a number from you to the 136th person in year 11. And so you can see where you sit within that year group. So what does this relate to? How do your grades affect you? Well, effectively, most of you are doing level 2 courses and will achieve GCSE grades 1 to 9. Few of you are doing a level 1 course, not very many of you. You would get GCSE grades 1 to 4, but 99% of you are following the level 2 course. What does that mean? Well, that is your progression onto your level 3 courses, your A-levels, your level 3 diploma, or a level 3 apprenticeship. And why is that important that you get these grades? Because to get on most level 3 courses, you must have 5 GCSEs at 4 or above, including maths and English. If you don't have maths and English, you have to resit them, whether you're at sixth form, college, or on an apprenticeship. And that has to be done over the next 2 years. So it's important you push to achieve those grade 4s. That's the magic milestone for most students to achieve to access a level 3 course. I say most level 3 courses. There are some courses that do require higher grades. Each year, the exam grades are published, and in the past it used to be that there was this talk of grade inflation, and each year those grades would go up. So here you have a table that shows nationally the percentage pass rates at different grades in maths. You can see that now there is no longer grade inflation year on year. They are static. So there is only a set percentage of students nationally who will get each grade. This means that only 50.1% will get a 5 or above. That is considered a good pass. That will stay the same year on year. So you effectively are competing with the rest of the country to hit those grade 5s. It also means that only 20.4% of you will get a 7 or above, the old A/A stars. And again, it's about being in that percentage to achieve those grades. You are competing with everyone else. So you're in a race, and you're in a race with everyone nationally. So even though in PPEs you may have done well, you must not rest on your laurels. People are catching, people are chasing. And it's about maintaining yourself in those higher grades. It's exactly the same for English, and you can see the percentage rates here very similar year on year, and there's very little change. In fact, it is exactly the same for every single subject across GCSEs. And finally, the last slide I want to show you is outlined here are the exam boards for all the subjects we follow at GCSE. You might be wondering why this information is useful, but it provides you with the correct exam board and course code. So when you're looking for past papers, revision material, revision guides, mark schemes, etc., this shows you which exam board it is to look for and which particular papers it is to look for. And that's important that you access the right ones. The school will promote and sell some revision guides for you to purchase too. And so it really leads me to final comments. Work hard, put in the time revising, listen and focus in lessons, and overall aim to achieve your best.